Well, folks, it's official. The Flash is going to be becoming the worst box office flop in Warner Brothers history. Who didn't see that coming? Hey everyone, Brickhouse here with another video. And yes, that is true. The Flash is going to be the biggest box office flop ever at Warner Brothers. Now you think after the different directors, the different writers, the reshoots, the Ezra Miller trouble, that Warner Brothers would have said, yeah, I don't know about this. I mean, this is the studio that pulled Batgirl to take a tax write-off, which hopefully someday somebody will get a hold of the hard drive that Batgirl's on and put it out there on Reddit or put it out there in a torrent for people to download. People still do that. I mean, not even Michael Keaton's Batman could save this movie. And that's a lot of nostalgia bait. So I pulled this from the Direct. Andy Muschietti's The Flash is currently projected to become Warner Brothers' biggest flop in studio history. Following an overwhelming positive word-of-mouth marketing campaign, fueled by comments from actor Tom Cruise, author Stephen King, and DC Studios co-CEO James Gunn, The Flash is bombing at the domestic and global box office. Well, they gave it their best chance. I mean, out of those three, Tom Cruise, Stephen King, and James Gunn, Tom Cruise, okay, I can understand people would listen to. James Gunn, yes, he's had success with the Guardians franchise at Marvel. So yeah, people would listen to him. But Stephen King? Who the hell listens to Stephen King anymore? That guy's gone totally off his rocker. Starring Ezra Miller, Michael Keaton, and Sasha Calle, Warner Brothers' latest DC film earned less than $100 million at the domestic box office to date. Stumbling into its third weekend, The Flash is losing 1,538 North American movie theaters, making the chance for a miraculous recovery even lower. No, there is no chance for a miraculous recovery. This movie is DOA. It was DOA. My opinion, they should have just put it straight on streaming service, streaming platform, and been done with it. If even that. Box office analyst Luis Fernando recently observed that if The Flash's poor performance keeps up, it will lead the film to lose Warner Brothers more than $200 million. Fernando mentioned that The Flash's hefty $150 million promotional budget may not even be recouped by box office earnings, and WB would have lost less money releasing it on Max or not releasing it at all. I would have just streamed it. That's what I would have done. Just, okay, it's going on Max. So where would this stack up against other massive Warner Brother flops of the past? Due to the global pandemic and WB's decision to release all of its films day and date in theaters and on HBO Max, several recent films have been big losers for the studio. Directly impacted by the coup, Wonder Woman 1984 lost an estimated $137 million, while its DC counterpart Suicide Squad, or The Suicide Squad, which was met with great critical reception, lost $120 million. Two other recent flops, day-and-date releases, were The Matrix Resurrections, starring Keanu Reeves, and LeBron James's Space Jam: A New Legacy remake. Former lost 130 million, while the latter vanished 111 million for the WB. Warner Brothers also suffered a couple pre-pandemic flops during the 2010s. 2017's King Arthur: Legend of the Sword, starring Charlie Hunnam, lost the studio approximately 153.2 million after earning less than 149 worldwide. Ouch. The epic space failure, starring Channing Tatum and Mila Kunis, Jupiter Ascending, lost WB roughly 120 million, earning a bleak 47.4 million domestically, 183.9 million total worldwide. For comparison's sake, The Flash would be a crushing loss for WB, a historic failure, even when adjusted for inflation, akin to Disney's John Carter Catastrophe. Does anybody even remember John Carter? I sure as heck don't. I never even saw it. Not adjusting for inflation, here's a better look at how The Flash's potential loss would stack up against other WB flops. Pretty safe to say it's going to be number one. This is a painful reality for a company that was confident this would be a hit after two lukewarm performances by Black Adam and Shazam: Fury of the Gods, which they totally missed the boat on. They should have done a Black Adam Shazam movie. That would have been the ticket there. Typically, earth-shaking box office failures aren't brushed off by studio executives. This is the studio put Batgirl on ice in order to save money, so now the attention turns to Blue Beetle, Batman's a fascist, and Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom. That's got Amber Heard in it. There's a draw. These are the last two films for DC in 2023 and the final WB superhero flicks greenlit by the past regime, meaning pre-James Gunn and Peter Safran. Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom will hit theaters 5 years following its massive $1 billion 2018 hit starring Jason Momoa. The second Aquaman movie is not going to do $1 billion. It's not. Releasing Aquaman 2 directly to Max or scrapping it entirely is a far-fetched idea. There's still a likely some audience for this, one bigger than The Flash's. WB hopes. I would hope there's a bigger audience. Just saying. Blue Beetle, however, is on a completely different course to theatrical release. Originally meant for a direct-to-streaming release, the origin story starring Zolo Maraduena may need to revert to Plan A. A wide release is expensive not only to play in theaters across the globe, but the marketing dollars spent so audiences know of the movie's release. The Flash's marketing budget was treated as if it was going to be one of 2023's summer smash hits. WB can't afford to pour any more money into Blue Beetle, a complete unknown that will need incredibly positive word of mouth to perform admirably at the August box office. DC fans may just need a rest. Yes, because superhero fatigue has set in, which they're getting on June 11th, 2025, when Superman Legacy, starring David Corenswet and Rachel Brosnahan, hits theaters. If I would say this, if I was in charge of DC and Warner right now, Aquaman would still get released. Blue Beetle, direct to streaming. They sunk so much money into the Flash's marketing that there's nothing really left for the Blue Beetle. Streaming. Don't even bother with it. Just stream it. If people find it, watch it, great. And those of us that know, a lot of the reason for the Flash bombing is you couldn't have your star out marketing the movie because your star is allegedly nuts. So there you have it. The Flash is going to be the largest bomb flop in studio history at Warner Brothers, and that is a long storied history. So tell me what you think in the comments down below, and if you would, please, while you're at it, smash that like button, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, hit the notification bell to get notified when my content becomes available here on YouTube. And as always, I thank you for watching, thank you for tuning in, and I will see you later.